everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for Liverpool against Chelsea. Huge game this one for both teams. Liverpool need a point to basically mathematically secure Champions League football. There or thereabouts anyway. Chelsea desperately need a win, you'd have to say. Anything other than a win is probably Chelsea out of Champions League football altogether. Chelsea's only hope for securing Champions League football is to win all of their remaining games, finish in 6th, and hope desperately that Aston Villa win the Europa League. And if that happens, then Chelsea have got a very, very good chance, a strong chance of finishing in a Champions League football place next season. Does that happen? Will that happen? Who knows? Chelsea seem to have been dreadful recently. They've fallen off a cliff in terms of form, lost their last 5, come into this one really, really out of form. Let's be honest, very much out of form. Very difficult to see Chelsea winning out their last 3 games. However, Liverpool will give them chances today. We've been really poor, and not only have we been really poor, Liverpool today are stretched even further than we have been. Isak's out, Wirtz is out due to illness, and it's difficult to see Liverpool wiping the floor with Chelsea as maybe I hoped they would today. So yeah, not a great start for Liverpool. Lineups, looking at the lineups, I don't think it's a side that can go and batter Chelsea today. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not Liverpool can at least get a result. I'll take a point. I probably would take a point today. Rasta! How's it going, Rasta? Long time no see. Hope all is well with everyone. I'm very good, mate. How are you? Egbert, good to see you. Jellyfish, I'd laugh my arse off if Liverpool lose to a broken Chelsea at Anfield. Hang on a minute, it's not a broken Chelsea. Yes, they've lost a lot of games, but this Chelsea side categorically is better than this Liverpool side, isn't it? You look at Liverpool, we've got a right back, we've got a centre mid playing right back, we've got a left winger playing centre forward, we've got a 17-year-old kid on the left wing, we've got a right back at right wing. Let's be dead honest, this is not a Liverpool. This is not Liverpool. This is not Liverpool. What you're witnessing is a shell of a Liverpool side that has somehow managed to grind out some results recently, and Arne Slot deserves a lot of credit for that, in my opinion. Lancashire Evertonian's gone for 2-2 here. Well, let me just get the old, let me go with the old telly on. City of Northfield says, no, God, no, this Liverpool is miles ahead of this Chelsea. Inexperienced kids who have down tools. I bet if we were to go through each of the lineups today, I reckon Chelsea would have more players than Liverpool. Mamadashvili or Jorgensen, fair enough, you're in Mama. Colwill or Jones. Well, let's say Gusto or Jones. You're putting the actual right back there, aren't you? I mean, I like Curtis Jones as much as the next guy, but let's be honest, he's not a right back, is he? So Gusto, the fact that he is at least a right back, starts there. Gusto over Jones. Colwill or Konate, obviously Konate. Fofana or Van Dijk, obviously Van Dijk. Kirkes or Cucurella. I'd say you'd give it Cucurella at this moment, but I think Kirkes would be better in time. Hato or McAllister. I mean, that's so obviously Jorrel Hato, just because McAllister's been god-awful. Gravenberch or Caicedo, it's Caicedo. Szoboszlai or André Santos, Szoboszlai. Frimpong or Palmer. Fernandes or Engamoa. I'd give it, at this moment in time, I'd give it to Enzo Fernandes because he can at least complete 90 minutes. And then João Pedro or Gakpo, I'd give it to João Pedro. So honestly, for me, as a Liverpool fan, I would have far more of those Chelsea players than I would have the Liverpool ones. Footy edits, why did you want City beating Everton? Because I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. Kirkes all day. Palmer couldn't catch a cold at this point, let alone be cold. Yeah, but that's because he's injured, not because he's a bad player. It's nothing to do with him being a bad player. Taylor says, nah, you'll win about 5-0. BB420, are you making yourselves underdogs against this Chelsea? Well, yeah, we are. We are underdogs against this Chelsea. You look at the Liverpool team, the Liverpool 11 is not as good as the Chelsea 11. Liam says, Key, how did Mamadashvili recover so quick? I thought he was injured. It was just a gash on his knee, wasn't it, if you remember from the Merseyside derby. So I think it was more due to kind of just making sure, yeah, it's not going to get infected or whatever. But yeah, Chelsea have spent an absolute fortune and have got an awful lot of quality in the team. They're just not in very good form. Liam says 1-1 draw. Jellyfish says Palmer needs to step up for this game because he's been poor lately. And Roderick up the Chelsea. Hey, no chance. Liverpool gonna win it today. Please, please, dear Lord. Afternoon key, how are things? Tough game. Will be a tough game. How are things though? Very good. I can't complain, mate. I'm up and about. I'm walking around. There's nothing to complain about if you can do that. You got people who love you around you. It's all good. Food in the cupboard. Air in your lungs. You're all good. Generally healthy. Don't worry about much else in life. Which 3 clubs will be relegated from the Prem next season? Next season? God knows. Have to wait and see who's in the Prem next season. We still don't know who the 3 teams are. Nick C says it's not always about players, but how well they play together. And yeah, and I'll acknowledge that. I absolutely agree. It is about how the players gel and how they combine. But I just feel like it's difficult to look at that 11, Liverpool 11, and say, oh, Liverpool are massive favourites for this one. They're just not. They're just not. You can't put Curtis Jones at right back. We've got a right winger at right back at right wing. It's just not the same. Chelsea fan, we're getting smoked 4-0. Nah, yeah, we'll see, but I really don't think so. DLVA, how do you take all the well-deserved hate you get? In my stride. Dead easy. Dead easy. Water off a duck's back. That Lancashire Evertonian says excuses already, typical. It's not excuses. Chelsea have got a better 11 than Liverpool here. They just have. Much better 11. Enzo against McAllister, Caicedo against Szoboszlai should be a good battle in midfield. Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. It's going to be a Desmond, says Jake. Scouse, I had a ticket for today, but I'm in hospital with a kidney infection. I'm gutted. Oh, well, bloody hell, mate. I hope you're feeling better soon. That's not good. Get yourself out of hospital. I mean, you're in the best place for you. We'll be here watching it with you anyway if you need a bit of company, but I really hope you're feeling better soon, buddy. Archie says Chelsea will turn up shiny for us next week for no reason. And Szoboszlai would beat Caicedo in the midfield. Here's a question. Chelsea next season, if they were to somehow get Champions League football, which I still think they might. It's a very real possibility Chelsea get Champions League football. If they were to finish 6th, get Champions League football as a result of Villa winning the Europa League, is there a world where Chelsea could build on that and maybe challenge next season if they were to get the right manager coming in? Chelsea have got an awful lot of money, resources that they've ploughed into that team. There is quality in there. You know, I feel like they're maybe missing a goalkeeper and a couple of centre-backs, but they've definitely got ability. Just missing the right guy to put it together. And Chelsea, again, it's, you know, we talk about clubs and managers needing time. Chelsea have never been that way, have they? They've always had managers kind of transient, just kind of coming in and out and still winning things. People said that about Spurs, mate. I don't remember anybody saying Spurs could challenge. And I don't remember that at all. City of Northfield, Chelsea cannot improve unless the ownership let the manager have control of signings. Roderick Key, hope you had a good morning. I'm buzzing to watch this game with you. I'm buzzing to watch it with you, my friend. Egbert says, good afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, Egbert. Liam says, Chelsea, if they win the FA Cup, will get Europa League, and I think they may do it. But sixth is still on the cards for Chelsea. Don't rule them out just yet. They'd have to win probably every game. But if they were to win their last 3 games, which is absolutely possible. I mean, they come to Anfield today. I know the form suggests they can't. And I know Forest the other day was dreadful, and I get it. But they've got Tottenham at home. They could beat us here. They could. I don't think they will, but they could. Phil Chelsea need a good back line and keeper, unless they need a new keeper and a couple of defenders, don't they? If the ownership won't give up control, they can get a good manager and won't be able to improve, even with money. What good manager would take a job where they can't even choose who to bench because ownership wants a guy to get play time to boost his sale value? I mean, that's a little bit like what was happening at Man United, isn't it? That's what Amorim got told. We need to change formation. We're not going to sign this player. We're going to change your formation. Same with Arne Slot at Liverpool. He wants to sign certain players. He's not being allowed them. That's what's happening in football now. Apart from basically City and Arsenal. Everywhere else, the manager doesn't really get to choose who he signs. They're going to end up being good until December, then fall off and become 8th as always. Chelsea players need to show their money's worth today or the finger will be pointed at them. And Andy, are you doing Sunderland v United? I'm not, mate. No, not doing Sunderland v United. I am doing Liverpool Chelsea followed by tonight's City v Brentford game. So I'm doing those two. Yo, Enzo, how's it going? CGLFC says Caicedo has been good at times, but does anyone think Enzo is worth the high price tag? Not for me. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Enzo, 105 million quid, was it? No. That's okay when it's relatively effective. When it's a disaster like this, a manager joining only hurts his reputation and gets fired in a few months. Andoni Areola to Chelsea is a distinct possibility, apparently. The Gout says, what's up, Key? What's up? Good? Good stuff. Good to see you, man. Brandon Jewell, why no United hate watch? Want to see you crash out. Nah, there's no crash out. There's no crash out. Food lover, as an Arsenal fan, I love your content. Good to see, mate. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Enzo says, why do the bookies have Liverpool at such high odds against Chelsea? Are they playing their B team? Yeah, well, I wouldn't go as far as our B team, but we don't have our right back. We don't have our first choice keeper. We don't have our Salah. We don't have Florian Wirtz. We don't have Isak. We don't have Ekatike. So yeah, I mean it's kind of 6 players that we would normally start. We don't have. So yeah, it's half a team. We've got half a team, and of the players that are playing, a lot of them are playing out of position. Curtis Jones at right back, Frimpong at right wing, Gakpo at centre forward. We don't really have a great lineup today. Wirtz is ill today. He's been out. He missed training due to illness. I think he's picked up a bug, according to Arne Slot, and yeah, they've left him out. He's not quite recovered for this one. Freddie says, in all fairness, Chelsea's team have injuries too. They don't have one fit winger. Hang on a minute. Chelsea have got about 94 wingers, though, in their squad. So not having one fit winger, they've definitely got players they could choose from. And the players they've got in the wide areas today, Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez, probably market value of about 200 million quid. So, limited sympathy, really. It's not quite the same as Liverpool putting a 16, 17-year-old kid on and Frimpong and a Gakpo at centre-forward. They've got their first-choice centre-forward starting today. Caicedo's in there. Colwill and Fofana cost an absolute... I mean, Fofana cost an absolute fortune, didn't he? Their market value doesn't change their position, though, does it? Well, yeah, it means they've got absolutely quality in their ranks, and they've got quality they can call upon. Cole Palmer is not a winger, but he does play on the right wing. He's not a number 10. He's a right winger. He's just not really a winger. He's not someone who's going to get his boots white. He's someone who starts from the right and drifts in. So Cole Palmer's absolutely fine. They've got their best option on the right. They've just not got anyone on the left. Archie says, the Liverpool fans I know really rate Curtis Jones. What do you think of him? I think if his name wasn't Curtis Jones and he wasn't Scouse, he wouldn't be in the Liverpool team. He's a very, very decent player, but he's like Harvey Elliott. He's a player that probably needs to move on to get the best out of his career. I don't mind Curtis Jones. He's all right, but he's never more than a squad player. If Liverpool want to win titles, we're not going to do it with Curtis Jones starting. Liam says, Key, a part of me wants Chelsea to win the FA Cup because it stops City from winning another trophy and can laugh at them. Another part of me doesn't want them to win because Garnacho's a rat. Ice Honvik says, Chelsea to win 4-0 today. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Somehow I don't think you'll be right, but we'll see. Kean says, Jones is a mid-table club player in my opinion and he'd do well there. Their value and their price has no correlation though. Well, their value is their price, right? Their value is their price. How do you price someone? If you go to a club and ask for what's their player, well then what's their value? It's the same thing. Value and price are the same thing. James, Key, give me inspiration with that side. What score? I've gone 1-1. I've gone Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Hey, Coventry fan, member for 2 months. Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for being a Premier League Dad Members Club. Really appreciate that. Sarah says, Liam, you can't laugh at anyone. What is Butlins FC winning this season? I'm curious. Liverpool have got nothing to play for. Oh, we do. We absolutely do. We've got to get something today to secure Champions League football next season. And honestly, after this season, I think that would be a quiet bit of satisfaction. I think that we've managed to secure Champions League football. That would be something. That would definitely be something. In a very, very difficult season, that would be a very, very big win. Let's say that. Enzo, Chelsea are on a run, so Liverpool have somewhat of a chance. Oh God, yeah, I've just realised we've not got a poll on. That's dreadful. Yeah, let me get the poll going. Just realised we've got no poll. That's not good. Good afternoon, 3-star. How are you doing, sir? Let's get the poll on, and we can see what people are saying. Okay, there you go. Dudek, the best poll in our goal. Dave Hunter, why the Arsenal hate all the time, bro? And don't say the fans, all fan bases are delusional. It's nothing to do with the fans. I've no problem with the fans. We've got some great Arsenal fans who come in every day and watch games with us here, mate. So no, we've got a lot of fantastic Arsenal regulars on the channel. I have no problem with Arsenal fans. Zero problem with Arsenal fans. FM No Casuals, backed Liverpool here. 2 poor sides, but home side edges it. I think that's silly. I've got to say, I think that's silly. Welshwing says, afternoon everyone, I think 1-0 or 1-1, but it'll be a dreadful game. And Daddy-O says, boy, I hope it ain't 1-1. I back Liverpool. Broke the cardinal rule of backing the early kickoff. Never ever back the early kickoff, yeah. Never back the early kickoff. Demon Gooner, are Liverpool the worst defending champions ever? Again, yes we are if you've only started watching football in the last couple of years. If you're a young man and you've never watched much football, maybe until sort of post-COVID, then yeah, probably Liverpool are the worst champions ever, I would say, in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. Yeah, we probably are. If you've only just started. If you're a young man and you've only just started watching footy, yes, we probably are. Matthew Ellison says, bench Pedro in my FPL team, so hopefully a Liverpool clean sheet. Mad Dunny, LFC to win 5-0. Welshwing, do you think if City draw today and Arsenal win tomorrow, that's the title all but over? Yes. Oh, yeah. I actually think if City draw today, just that, even if they just draw. If they draw today and Arsenal draw tomorrow, it's still over. It's about they've got to get something. City have got to win today and they've got to hope West Ham get something tomorrow. That's it. I think it is all that, really. So a draw today and the title is over. Clarkey says, Key, can you name players that played for both Liverpool and Chelsea? Yeah, we've done that a fair few times. FM No Casuals, by that early kickoff logic, Liverpool win. Everyone thinks draw, so early kickoff rule dictates home win. All right, well, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Chelsea wins today. Ain't no way they're taking another loss. 5 defeats in a row for Chelsea. Wouldn't be a surprise. Would not be a surprise at all. Enzo says Arsenal could throw the game against West Ham for Spurs and still win the league. They could. Yeah, they absolutely could. Especially if Brentford were to pick something up today. J Unknown Key, do you think Arsenal win the Prem? I do, mate. Yes, I do. And about time as well. It's about time. They've got to win it at some point, spending that much, haven't they? If Arsenal win tomorrow, is your sick farming over? Sick farming? There's no sick farming. I don't farm sick. Let's see if you're as animated about your own club as you are Arsenal. Oh, you're sticking around, Shane. Good lad. Yeah, stick around. Good lad. 3 stars says Arsenal can win the title on Wednesday if results go Arsenal's way today. And Sarah says, who's at home tomorrow, West Ham or Arsenal? It's at West Ham. Yeah, it's at the London Stadium. Daddy also seems crazy. Liverpool have lost 18 games this season in all competitions. Feels really high. And do you know what it is? It is really high, but it's all relative. Like, Liverpool fans are saying, I can't believe it, we've not sacked him, we've lost all these games. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you finish 4th and you've got to your first Champions League quarter-final in 4 or 5 years, that's success. That's success. That's enough. We are the 4th best squad in the league. We're going to finish 4th. We've got to our first Champions League quarter-final in a long while. We were getting beat in the Europa League against Atalanta, battered by them under Jurgen Klopp, finishing 5th under Jurgen Klopp. So, you know, it's progress in some ways. Read it properly, Tubbs. If Arsenal win tomorrow, is your sick farming over? C-I-C-K, is that how you're pronouncing it? Sick, C-I-C-K. I think it is. Sick farming. Killua, peg me, mate. Pop round, let's do it. Empty says, I think Slot needs a fresh start with a new Turkish airline. Get him to Marmaris. Sam, is Slot the worst manager you've seen in your lifetime? Rodgers defo far better than. No, Arne Slot's not the worst manager I've seen in my lifetime. Silly questions get silly answers, don't they? Children today on TikTok, folks. Children. Didn't you get battered 4-1 under Slot against PSV? Yeah, but again, there's a lot of difficult... Klopp got battered 7-2 against Villa. We didn't sack him. I mean, you know, some bad results. It happens. Ferguson got beat 5-0 against Newcastle. Still went on and won plenty of titles, didn't he? Grady, Arsenal have nothing to do with your game today. You've already mentioned Arsenal, mate. It's usually because people in the chat ask, mate. Yeah, people say, Key, what do you think about Arsenal? It'd be difficult to really answer that question without saying Arsenal. So you need to say it, don't you? You need to use the word. Welshwing says, children on TikTok, colour me surprised. It's either children, or double-digit IQ, folks. And I'm not quite sure which it is. I think it's children, but I think it might be double-digit IQ, folks. I'm not quite sure. But they're asking very silly questions. Carl, honestly, if you get beat by this Chelsea team, you should resign as soon as the whistle goes. Well, we're off here. We're off and underway. We're off and underway at Anfield. Come on, the boys. Let's have it. We desperately need to get a win today. Be nice to see Rio Engamoa maybe see if he can last 90 minutes. Sarah, have you heard about Bournemouth right back texting a 15-year-old girl? Yes, yeah, lots of stories about that. And Bournemouth suspended him immediately, didn't they? Bournemouth suspended him immediately, which, yeah, other clubs didn't do. City immediately suspended Benjamin Mendy upon allegations. Bournemouth immediately suspend Jimenez pending allegations, serious allegations as well. Other clubs chose not to. Interesting that. Kian says Arsenal fan here. Yes, he hates us, but a lot of our fans are the ones who bring up Arsenal in chat. Exactly. There you go. Egbert says, Key, do you think Simone is top 6 in the best manager from 2010? It's a very precise question. No, I don't. Not children, idiots. Ninth Red says, from an Arsenal fan, good luck kicking Chelsea's ass. Cheers, man. Cheers, City of Northville. Thanks for that, mate. I don't really know if there's an awful lot I can do about it, but thank you. I appreciate the heads up. Yeah, Jellyfish, you can't say that stuff, mate. In the nicest possible way, you can't say that stuff. Okay. Whatever happened to Gylfi? Yeah, well, he's now playing in Iceland, I think. Still playing. Harry, that's disgusting what he did. Hopefully he gets out of jail, although my brother said it's the same gap between me and his flatmate. I said flatmate at 18. Hopefully he gets out in jail. Or gets put in jail, sorry. He gets put in jail. Kean says streams behind you, so I'll pop back in if anything exciting happens. Have a good one, mate. Take it easy, lad. Which club do you think has the best ethics? I don't think you can really pick, can you? All clubs should have ethics when it comes to that type of stuff. Okay, Chelsea knocking it round at the back. Long ball forward. Here's Cucurella. Very, very high. Very, very high. Curtis Jones. Wonderful play. Kirkes tucked in. Go on, Kirkes. Go on, lad. Oh, that's a foul, referee. Foul and a free kick. Thank you, sir. We'll take that. Foul and a free kick. Kirkes got wrong side of Caicedo there, and he definitely took him down, didn't he? Well done. Good play, Milos Kirkes. Very, very good play. Free kick just outside the area. Where do we go from here? Does Szoboszlai take this? That's soft. It wasn't soft. Szoboszlai looks like he's going to ping this one. It's quite a way out. All he's got to do is get it on target, though. It's only Robert Sanchez. Well, it's not Robert Sanchez. It's Jorgensen in goal, isn't it? But vulnerable, definitely. Worth having a go, this one. Got to have a go. Go on, Dom. Dominic Szoboszlai, free kick for Liverpool. About 35, maybe even 40 yards out, this one. But if he gets a bit of swerve and it gets on target, it could worry the keeper. Szoboszlai, right-footed. Straight at the wall. So poor. So poor, that. Here's Rio Wengamoa. Go on, Rio. Up against Cole Palmer. Inside. Gravenberg strike. Yes! What a goal! Ryan Gravenberg. 6 minutes in. Liverpool. Bang. Wonderful football. And that just shows the importance of having wide players. Of having players who stretch the pitch. We haven't had that all season. Rio Wengamoa keeping the pitch wide. Ball goes out to him. The fullbacks have to push out. That creates space for Gravenberg, who curls a lovely shot top corner. Go on, Grav. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Getting justice. Deserved. Very much deserved. Excellent from Rio Wengamoa. Pulls the ball back. And the 3 players that are drifted out. And again, do you know what? Keeper should do better though, shouldn't he? Jorgensen, it's not dead. It's not in the top corner, that. It's not in the top corner. I think if you're a Chelsea fan, you're looking at that and thinking, oh, do you know what? Yeah, not brilliant from the goalkeeper, that. It's a good goal, but also at the same time, I think the goalkeeper maybe should do better. Very, very good goal, but probably should do better. Government name unknown. I'm on the way to watch it at the pub. 12:30 was too early for me. That defence is such a joke, says City of Northville. Can we stop pretending Chelsea are near this Liverpool team now? No, they are still. That's just a really good goal. Really good goal, excuse me. That is just a really, really good goal, isn't it? What a strike, says Kian. Come on, Chelsea, wake up. That might be really important that we've got the first goal, because I was expecting Chelsea to start fast here, but that's good. Gravenberch with a great finish. Always back the early kickoff. Don't say that. Honestly, I've said it a few times. I think Chelsea next year are in real trouble. I don't see a good manager going there and the squad want to leave. They really could be the Spurs of next year. I mean, you look at the Chelsea squad. There's a lot of players in that Chelsea squad that I think would do well at top six clubs individually. But it might just be that the right mix, the mix of players there is not great. Like if you look at attitude and how they play on the pitch, and yeah, there's definitely some wrongings in that dressing room, isn't there? Chelsea still haven't started in the last 5 weeks, let alone start fast today, Key. George has gone 3-2 today. You thinking 3-2 today, George? 3-2 Liverpool or 3-2 Chelsea? Far post, big chance. Should be. Get it away. Claim for a penalty. No chance. No chance. George is thinking 3-2 to Liverpool today. All right, nice one, George. Didn't rate Maresca when he was at Chelsea, but man, it wouldn't be this bad. I mean, that's a little bit storming a teacup. I know they've lost the last 6. Well, the last 6 if they lose today as well. But I don't think Chelsea are that bad. I really don't think they're that bad. I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill. Enzo says, depends who's playing the early kickoff. This game was an easy decision. I'm telling you, it's not over yet. Chelsea will absolutely give us a game. I hope I'm wrong. Do you reckon Villa will win the Europa League? Yes, I do. Good play that by Gakpo. McAllister with a lovely ball. Gives it away. No surprise there. Come on, the red shite, says Shell. What? So you can... Listen, yous are going to get beat by Palace. Yous are getting beat by Palace tomorrow, so it's no concern to you, lads. Today would be the 7th loss in a row, would it really? Okay, I stand corrected then. How can Cole Palmer honestly go to the World Cup over Bowen, Eze, Gibbs-White? Well, none of those... I mean, Bowen, yes, but Eze and Gibbs-White don't play on the right. Cole Palmer is the best option for the right-hand side if he's fit. I think the fact that we're 9 minutes in and you're bringing that up suggests maybe you've got an agenda against Cole Palmer. He's a very, very good player. For me, he would be the option. If he's fit, he would start ahead of Bukayo Saka. But given where we are at the minute, neither player have been fantastic this season. That by Johnny says they sure have the talent, but management and coaching not doing Chelsea any favours. Good morning, Bryce. Bright and early here now. Yeah, I was thinking must be quite early for you over there. Kiwi don't lose to Palace like you lot. I'll remember that tomorrow. We'll remember that. We'll keep track of that one. Liverpool win, says Brothers in Action. Good to see you, mate. Do you think Rio has any chance of getting in that England squad for the World Cup? No. No, and nor should he. Nor should he. Don't want him going to the World Cup. How can England drop Saka? He's the main man. He's not been great all season, has he? Here we go. Corner for Liverpool. Played short. All the way back. Oh, big chance this. Oh! Is that Van Dijk? Virgil van Dijk, back stick, free chance. Really should be 2-0 Liverpool. Should have been over. I think he'd have been onside there as well, you know. Well worked. Well worked. Free kick move from Liverpool. Set piece FC. Coming up trumps. Harry says, controversial opinion alert. I'd start Andy Gordon on the right for England because we need pace to get beyond Kane and stretch the back lines. He's not that sort of a player though, is he? Anthony Gordon. If you're going to go for pace and width, you're probably starting Noni Madueke and Harvey Barnes. In a weird way, they are the only wingers we've actually got for England. Harvey Barnes and Noni Madueke. The rest of them all cut in and narrow the pitch up. Yeah, got to hit the target there. Wasn't good from Van Dijk, and he knows it, doesn't he? Big chance. Van Dijk missed one like that against Man City earlier this season when we lost 4-0 in the FA Cup quarter-final. Liverpool started the game very strongly. Look at that again. Liverpool started the game really strongly in that one and probably should have been 2 or 3 up. Here we go, down the right-hand side. Here's Rio Wengamoa. Go on, lad. Get at the full-back. Go on, lad. He's done him. Stood far post. Oh, massive chance. McAllister. Back out. Liverpool doing really well here. Great ball in. Rio's got to retrieve it if he can. If he can. No, unlucky. Well done. Really well done. Afternoon Key finding it hilarious that the Chelsea fans are booing Engamoa. Are they actually? Oh, that's really frustrating. That they lost a really talented player to a rival. I mean, Chelsea are trying to do that to Liverpool at the minute. They're trying to pinch Joshua Abe out of our academy. Chelsea are awful. Listen, don't start sleeping on Chelsea. They're having a bad end to the season, but they can absolutely still win the FA Cup and they can still get something out of this one today. Chelsea only need to turn on in moments. They've got players. They've got players that can hurt Liverpool. Could Will Wright come on if we are up by a couple of goals? No, I don't think so. BLK Hammer, this is looking like it's going to be a cakewalk for Liverpool tonight. I thought it was going to be a closer game than this. It's not a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk. Games are in phases. And we are 1-0 up at the moment. Oh, Kirk is unlucky. 1-0 up at the moment, but Chelsea have already had a claim for a penalty. Chelsea they will have moments in this game. You'd be silly if you thought otherwise. Harry, Tuchel knows a lot more about football than me, but I'd question why we're taking 4 goalkeepers. I know his reasoning, but to my mind, you don't need 4. No, I don't understand why you'd take 4 either. Look at the state of that from Liverpool. Dreadful. Do you think Rashford's going to the World Cup? Yes, I think he will. I think he should, for what it's worth. This is what you get when you don't have a proper manager in charge. The tactics are off. No, it's not tactics, mate. You can't credit Chelsea being 1-0 down here due to a lack of tactics. It's nothing to do with tactics. Chelsea have given the ball away far too much. That's on the players. This is why I don't understand why there's so many people that go at like Arne Slot this season, Liverpool fans. If you're a player and you've got the possession of the ball, like Caicedo here, right? He's got blue shirts he can pass to. If he can't pass it 10 yards, that ain't on tactics. That's on the player. And if that happens repeatedly over and over and over again, as it has been the case with Alexis McAllister, it's difficult to argue that a new manager could come in and breathe life into Alexis McAllister. He's not a good footballer. He's just not. Do you think they should have kept Rafinha to the end of the season? Yes. Yes, I do. Sod's Law is they'll win the FA Cup and rightfully sing about it, but it'll just be papering over very big cracks a la Arsenal in 2020. I mean, there is a world where Chelsea could, maybe, end up winning more than Arsenal this season. Could happen. Carl says, what score is it? It's 1-0 Liverpool, mate. Gomez going Atletico Madrid. That Wolves lad, big miss for Prem sides, that one. Well, I wouldn't mind going getting... Maybe that's because Johnny Cardozo's leaving. I'd love that. I'd love it if Liverpool went and got Johnny Cardozo from Atleti. Maybe Gomez is his replacement. Going by that logic, Key, maybe Arteta is an attack-minded manager, but it's always players being too careful. No, because the argument... Well, I get where the argument's coming from, but at least with Arteta, he praises his players. And you see him constantly going like this, get back, get back, get back. Whereas Arne Slot has been the opposite this season. He's come out after games and said, I'm frustrated the players are playing too slowly. I'm encouraging the players and telling them to play at half-time, play it faster, move the ball quicker. And yet he gets accused of being a manager that's slow, that's really slow and plays dreadful slow football. There's no evidence to support that. None. None at all. The Sumpsh, acting like you've watched him. Johnny Cardozo. Watched loads of Johnny Cardozo, former Betis player. And we've watched a fair bit of Atletico Madrid this season as well. On this channel. Again, you wouldn't know that. But we watch games of football every day here, mate. We watch a lot of football on this channel together. Shell, it's my wedding anniversary today. 30 years married. Surely I'm due parole. Yeah, you'd have got less for murder, wouldn't you? Daddy O says, so could Coventry. Don't mean much to me aside for the initial disappointment. Afternoon, Adam. How's it going? Here's Van Dijk out to Rio Engamoa. It's going to be a Liverpool throw-in. Gusto put it out. Really, really good goal from Ryan Gravenberch though, wasn't it? Harry, I feel like being a United fan, I can't really tell Liverpool fans how to feel about Slot, but to my mind, if a manager had won us the Premier League, I'd definitely give him at least a year's slack. It's the TikTok generation, mate. It's TikTok brain. They want everything yesterday. There's no patience with these modern football fans anymore. It's very sad to see. TMUA, do you reckon Carrick's given the job now? Yes. Yeah. I hope he is anyway. I hope he is, and I think he will be. Roderick O'Reilly should start for England, in my opinion. If City win the league, there's an argument to say Nico O'Reilly should be Player of the Year. Get Nico O'Reilly Player of the Year. Definitely going to be Young Player of the Year, isn't he? But not. You don't want Carrick given the job. As a United fan, you don't want Carrick. Really? Why? Why don't you want Carrick? That's surprising to me. Here's Rio Engamoa. Good play by Liverpool down this side. Don't lose the ball there, lad. Well done. That's all right. Ollie 2.0. Well, that's kind of why I hope he gets the job. Dyer 91, how's it going, mate? Jellyfish says same time Liverpool went without a title, ain't it, Sarah? Nico's been amazing. He's been incredible. Top player. I also don't want Carrick. I don't think counter-attack ball is sustainable through a 60-game season. Chelsea in. Great play from Mamardashvili, that. Fabulous goalkeeping. Off his line quickly. Really, really good ball through. Watch this. Cole Palmer, great turn. And a really good pass. That's how quickly it can happen. Excellent play, that, from Cole Palmer. And really, really well read from Mamardashvili, who comes out and clears it away. That's a free kick, referee. Thank you, sir. U10, have you seen the reports of Iriola being the favourite for the Palace job? I can't see that. No, I can't see. If Bournemouth get Champions League football, is he really going to leave for Palace? I mean, he's definitely leaving. Bournemouth have already appointed his successor. That's another foul, ref. Thank you. That's another foul. Lancashire Evertonian says it's key. If Arsenal win tomorrow and City lose today, does that crown Arsenal champions? I don't think mathematically it would. No, not quite mathematically. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. It doesn't matter either way. If City drop points today, City have to win all their games. If City drop points today, it's over. It's all but over. I want Luis Enrique at United. Hope he wins the Champions League and wants a new challenge. Yeah, Luis Enrique is not going United. Luis Enrique is not going United. He's just signed a new contract with him, hasn't he? I can't see him going anywhere. And, yeah. I heard Thomas Frank's the favourite for the Palace show. That's more likely. Yeah, Thomas Frank will get back into work immediately. I think it'd be interesting to see someone like Amorim get a job like Palace or Bournemouth. I think Amorim's a manager we'll see again in the Premier League before long. Liverpool down the right-hand side. Harry Sinclair, a lot of our fans feel like when Carrick came in, we were told we wouldn't just give him the job, we'd look at other people, and it seems like we aren't going to interview anyone, and they'll feel lied to. That is exactly what's going to happen. But you've got to remember, right, I think when they gave Carrick the job, it was just kind of like, let's see what happens to the end of the season. They maybe didn't expect him to finish third. And because it's gone so well, they now feel a little bit obligated to give him the job, even if it's only on like a 1-year deal. They might just give it to him on a 1-year deal. There is absolutely no world in which they don't appoint Michael Carrick. If they do, it will be bad for whoever replaces him. Here's Rio Engamoa. Gotta give it off, Rio. Gotta give it off, Rio. Gotta give it off, Rio. Oh, wonderful play. In the box. Gakpo. Oh, he's offside. Unlucky. Unlucky. Iron Nathan. I'd love to see Simeone managing the Prem, but it'd cost a bomb. Yeah, most expensive, highest paid manager in football, Diego Simeone. Cholo. Surprised Iriola didn't wait until the end of the season for making his decision, and I want him to have his redemption chance. The commentary about him always winds me up. Amorim has gotten such disrespect and no recognition for the good he did. I heard Amorim's going to Benfica if Mourinho leaves. Well, yeah, he is former Benfica player, isn't he? Of course. Former Benfica player. What was that then? What was that stat that's just come up on the screen? Hang on. Dribbles completed in the Prem this season. Oh, for Liverpool. Yeah. Rio Engamo was like 4 times anyone else. How are we playing? We've played okay so far. Yeah, we've played all right. We're 1-0 up. Gravenberch scored a wonderful goal. Chelsea have had a couple of sniffs, I'll say, not really chances, just like they've played the ball through and Mamardashvili came out and gathered it at the feet of João Pedro. Couple of little chances like that, but nothing major. 24 minutes in, Liverpool, I would say, somewhat in control. Yeah, enjoy yourself, Shell. Whatever you're doing later today, hopefully you're having maybe an anniversary takeaway or something. I don't know. Whatever suits you. Get something nice. Get a bottle of vino or something. Whatever suits you, and have a nice night. Called that about Amorim as soon as he got sacked to go to Benfica. Said it's his dream job. And TMUA says, funny thing is, everyone's forgetting we were 6th with Amorim. All Carrick has done is revert to old. Yeah, no, Amorim wasn't doing badly at United. I personally think you'd got Champions League with Amorim. The reason he was sacked was because he fell out with the board. He was sacked because United wanted to go. They were trying to dictate, weren't they? They were trying to say play 4-4-2, drop the formation change, and that's what got him sacked. So because he had his principles and he said, no, this is the way I'm playing, I'm not just going to do as you tell me, they sacked him. So I think Amorim would have probably got United Champions League anyway, and Carrick's going to get a lot of credit for that. And it probably won't be the smartest thing for United to appoint Michael Carrick, but I do think that's what's going to happen. There's absolutely no world in which Michael Carrick doesn't get that job now. Mr. Al-Shamari says, I'm literally walking past Anfield. I can hear the fans from miles away. Nice. The problem is, whatever the club does, if it goes wrong, people will look at it with hindsight and say they should have done the opposite. It's the same with managers making subs. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah, everyone's captain hindsight, aren't they? Everyone's got 2020 hindsight. City of Northville, we hired you for this formation, but we won't get you the players like we promised, and we want you to change the system we hired you for. Yeah, a little bit harsh, wasn't it, on Amorim? Valverde is the current favourite for the Chelsea job. Ernesto Valverde. Did Carrick revert to the 4-4-2? He changed the formation. He went back to a flat back 4. But yeah, the fact that Amorim had United 6th when he left, I think they would have been all right. I think they'd have been okay. Alonso is actually favourite for the Chelsea job, according to Andy on TikTok, guys. I hope you get him. Honestly, I think Xabi Alonso, people are massively, massively overrating Xabi Alonso. There's a lot of Liverpool fans want Xabi Alonso as our next manager, and I honestly can't think of much worse. He's a wonderful Liverpool player and probably goes down as a Liverpool legend. I like him a lot as a player. Did try and leave us for Arsenal, then tried to leave us and did leave us for Real Madrid, then rejected us twice as a manager. The current Liverpool manager has beaten him 3 times as a manager in the last couple of years, including when he had a much better team at Real Madrid. Bayer Leverkusen, he did an unbelievable achievement in winning unbeaten and, breaking the monopoly of Bayern Munich. Here's Kukurea, big chance for Chelsea, strike, good save from Mamardashvili. Claim for offside, no, great clearance, well done. Yeah, but then second season, think of the drop-off. Look at the drop-off that Alonso had second season. He got money, he got investment, and he ballsed it up. Leverkusen weren't great second season. And then he went to Real Madrid, where he completely misjudged the dressing room, and he should have known better as a player who's been at Real Madrid before, who knows the dynamics, who knows you need to be strong. Lost the dressing room, basically, very quickly, didn't he? And that's why he went. Amorim at Palace could work. They already do 5 at the back. He then could win the Europa League with Palace and qualify for the Champions League as an FU to United. City of Northfield said he needed another transfer window to get players to fit the system they had him for. Ownership hired him and still didn't give him the tools, but he still had us 6th. That's where I am with Arne Slot right now, by the way. The ownership have hired him. They haven't given him the tools to do the job. That's exactly where I sit with Arne Slot now, and that's exactly why I want to keep him. Xabi Alonso will go to Newcastle once Howe leaves. No, he's not going. No, he's not going challenging for the league in Germany to Real Madrid to Newcastle. That's not happening. Xabi Alonso's next club will be much bigger than Newcastle. Valverde isn't in the betting, according to Sky. That's why I sympathise. I feel like you're going to feel the same I do when they give in to all the talking heads with Slot. I pray that doesn't happen. It feels like the owners are a lot stronger than maybe United's are, and they've stuck with... Brendan Rodgers got the opportunity last time. Like, Liverpool have had a lot of criticism for sticking with Slot, but Brendan Rodgers had a terrible season. We nearly won the league in 13-14, obviously the year Gerrard slipped. The year after, Brendan Rodgers got a load of players. There was talk of sacking him the year after, but instead, what happened was they got a load of he got a load of players. He got an extra summer from the owners. They gave him an extra summer. They went and got Benteke and a few others who it just didn't quite work out with, and they sacked him in the October because the players he wanted they got and he didn't. Brendan Rodgers massively pushed for Benteke and didn't get him. Didn't work. Shadow Sink score is 1-0. I feel with Slot, he won the league with Klopp's side and then feel they made too many changes. But he didn't make those changes, did he? He didn't win the league with... Well, he did win the league with Slot's side, with Klopp's side, but Klopp couldn't win the league with that side, could he? What a ball, what a chance, great, well done from Mamardashvili, well done again. Yeah, he did win the league with Klopp's side, but Klopp didn't win the league with his own side, did he? Klopp had that side struggling, if anything. We finished 3rd with the exact same side that Slot won the league with. Slot, as an absolute minimum, deserves another season. After everything that's happened, he deserves another season. It's astonishing you've got Liverpool fans claiming otherwise. Absolutely astonishing. Dyer says, genuinely think this is Slot's management this season, his team, not Klopp's. It's not his team, though. It's not his team. That's a fundamental misunderstanding. It's not his team. He doesn't sign the players, mate. He doesn't sign the players. It's not his team. Do you think, though, if Slot got sacked, he'd get a top job after? Yes. Yes, absolutely he would. Absolutely he would. He's done wonderfully well at Feyenoord, wonderfully well at Liverpool. Yes, absolutely he'd get a top job. He's gone and won league titles at multiple clubs. Those managers are very hard to find. Yeah, he categorically would get a top job. It wasn't personal with Mainu. He's good, but he can't do what a midfielder needs to in Amorim's system. Amorim said Mainu was the future, but he just couldn't work in that system yet. Very fair. Chelsea coming back into this now a little bit more. Couple of chances now where they played the ball over the top and we're getting stuck under the ball, but it's gone out for a goal kick that time. Harry Sinclair, as a United fan, I'd take Slot. He's a good manager. He's a very good manager. Dice says, where would Slot go? I think City would look at him. City would definitely look at him. You're talking about a manager who plays attacking, fast football, has a proven history of winning league titles, and has done so in the Premier League. That is a very, very difficult... that's a very easy pitch. That's a very easy pitch. And he's also worked within a director of football framework as well. So he's not a manager who's going to come in and start throwing his weight around and saying, I want this player, I want that. He's a very, very good manager to work with in terms of that system. Clubs would love Arne Slot. Clubs would absolutely love him. No chance City will look at him. Maresca, Cesc and company there go for. Yeah, what have they won? What have they won? What have they won that Arne Slot's not? Arne Slot's far more successful than... Maresca, Cesc Fabregas are not even comparable to Arne Slot. Not even remotely comparable. Slot could right the ship at Chelsea too if the owners backed off. Yeah, Slot... And Vincent Kompany has won a league title at Bayern. Fucking hell, well done. Gary Megson could go there and win the league title in Germany. Give Owen Coyle the job at Bayern Munich, he'd win it. Jesus, tonight. U10 says, key with you wanting Slot to stay. If we go into next season, the results aren't changing, how long would you want to keep him for? Depends. Depends on what he's got this summer. Depends if they back him or not. That's the question. It's a very much a depends answer. You have to decide whether the manager's the problem at Liverpool here. Is the manager the problem looking at that Liverpool side? No. If you want Liverpool to win a league title and you look at that Liverpool side that he's got to work with, if you think bringing a different manager in gets us challenging for the league, you are on Mars. You are off your head. You're off your head. Slot could walk into City, Chelsea, United, Madrid, Barca and Dortmund easily. Bayern, PSG. PSG. If Luis Enrique goes, I'm telling you, PSG will look at Slot. PSG would look at... I'm telling you, they would get him. If Slot leaves. He was backed in the summer. He broke the transfer record twice. He didn't have anything to do with transfers, mate. He has nothing to do with transfers. To be fair, I agree with that. Some of the Liverpool players not good enough. Not some. Not some. The majority. Oh, tell me that's not going to count. That's not going to count. Behave yourself. That can't count. Ball gets whipped in. Colwill. It goes straight in off the free kick, this. That might be a check. There might be a VAR on this one. The ball gets whipped in from Enzo Fernandez. It goes through everyone. Absolutely everyone. Nobody really reacts to it, but I think there's a Chelsea player offside, and I do just wonder whether or not this one might get checked. I just wonder whether this might get checked. Bounced in off the far post. Let's see. Ball gets whipped in. No, he's on. Yeah, he's on. Nothing wrong with that. That's not offside. Not offside. I don't even think it's going to touch anyone. I think it comes straight off Enzo Fernandez. I don't even know if Colwill touches it. I think it's going to be Fernandez. No offside. 1-1. Told you it wasn't over. I did say it wasn't over. I said Chelsea would be back in this. I did call it. Definitely just an update on Borough v Southampton. Still 0-0. Conway's just hit the post for Borough. About 70% possession to Borough at the minute. The Spy Derby. I am Crute says I definitely shift Frimpong into right back. Kukurea is having some joy. Chelsea are going to hit us here. Chelsea are going to hit us. Strike from distance maybe. Caicedo. Terrible play. Edge of the box. No shot, ref. Go on, Rio. You've got to stay with him, lad. Stay with him. Poor. Poor. Really poor for Liverpool. Good defending. Getting cut up down the right-hand side where Rio is. Got to get it away. Good lad. Fabregas is the only person I'd be okay with replacing Arteta, regardless to the rest of this season. I don't see him in a club like Liverpool. Feel like he'll prioritise past clubs first. I wouldn't want him at Liverpool. Yeah, I don't think Fabregas is a Liverpool manager, to be honest. Nixie says Liverpool have collapsed. What's Slot doing? It's nothing to do with the manager. How is this anything to... I've got a goal off a set piece where none of the defenders track the runners. That's to do with the manager. It's a bit of a freak goal. Absolutely shocking. Mikey, poor defending and keeper there. How are you blaming Mamardashvili for that? How is that Oh, come on, Mikey. This is it. This is a gender FC. We don't like a certain player, so anything that happens, it's on him. How are we blaming the goalkeeper for that? He's reacting to 5 Chelsea players running at him. Oh, you can't blame the keeper for that. You can't blame the keeper for that. I'm sorry, that's crazy. There's some things that the manager is not responsible for. One of those things is, are you tracking your runner? Are you responsive when a ball comes in off a set piece? That's not a manager's job. That's not passing a ball 5 yards. That's not on the manager. Come on. These are professional athletes. These are footballers. This is a massive chance again. Chelsea are in. Could be 2. Should be 2. Good save, Mamardashvili. No problem with the keeper that time. No problem with the keeper that time. Great save, Mama. Couple of good saves from Mamardashvili. Should be 2-1. Good ball through. And again, it's Curtis Jones. It's Curtis Jones. It's the non-right back playing at right back. I have no issue at all with Curtis Jones, by the way. But we have no other alternative, really. Curtis Jones is not a right back. Oh, I didn't touch you. Straight off Enzo Fernandez. Mama doesn't even bloody move to it, flapping. Move to what? Move to what? What are we saying he doesn't move to it? Move to what? Are you on about the Enzo Fernandez goal? Honestly, if you're expecting any... You could put prime Alisson in goal, it doesn't get saved. Alisson hasn't... You can't save that goal. That's defending. That's nothing to do with the goalkeeper. Key, you say we've got no alternative. We're literally playing a right back on the wing. Frimpong is not the type of right back that Arne Slot wants in this system. And I think when we have played him at right back, he's not really been the type of player that we need anyway. He's here again. Yeah, Frimpong's not really a right back. Frimpong's not really a right back. Not in Slot's system anyway. He's a right winger, isn't he? Every time he's played him at right back, he's been vulnerable. Luke says he seems too good to be a number 2. Has Mamardashvili been promised Alisson's place? Yes, and so he should be. He's one of the best young keepers around. TMUA says, as a goalkeeper myself, you're waiting for that connection from the player who swings the foot. Exactly. I just don't understand how anyone's blaming the keeper for that. Welshwing, do you think Frimpong was not bought by Slot? None of the players, I'll repeat, none of the players were bought by Slot. None. 0. Not just Frimpong, Isak, Ekatike, Wirtz, none of them. He has nothing to do with transfers. He's the coach. He has nothing to do with transfers. I would play Chiesa on the wing, not Frimpong. Chiesa, who has said himself he has not got the... he's not been mentally or physically ready to play football matches. Are we on about the same Chiesa? Can't start a player who has told you he doesn't have the ability to play matches. Great ball in. Frimpong. Corner for Liverpool. We'll take that, referee. Hi, Key. Are you on the City game later? Yes, I am. Calum then Slot needs to stop being a yes man and ask for more control over them. If you're hired in that exact role, it's not about being a yes man. Again, that doesn't make sense. If you're a yes man, that implies you have some say and you continue to say yes. He's not a yes man. A yes man would suggest he has some say in it. He doesn't have any say in it. He's not even in the room when they're saying it. It's Luke says, is that what Chiesa has said? Bit damning. If so, did he elaborate on the mental side? No, he said, his words verbatim were, I have not been physically or mentally ready to start football matches. That is why he rejected multiple call-ups to the Italy national side, and Gattuso cited it. Gattuso's talked about it in press conferences. He got a call-up to the Italy national side not that long ago and was sent home because he wasn't fit. And then these are the types of fans who are saying, oh, yeah, why is he not playing Chiesa? He's got something against Chiesa. The player himself is saying he's not fit. How's a manager going to start him? The manager's not going to start him at that point, is he? Not many managers now have control. That's true. Very true. Clarkey, who's your scout key? He needs sacked. Why? For what? I don't think any of the signings are bad signings. They're just not within the framework the manager wants. The type of right back that Slot wanted is the one that he tried to sign in January, Gertrude. The signings that he's wanted, he's evidently not got. I like Curtis and he shouldn't leave the club, but he's a midfielder, not a right back. So who are you putting there? Curtis Jones suits this type of system better. You need a right back who's better on the ball than Frimpong is. Frimpong's main asset for us is pace. And given we don't have any pace in wide areas, you kind of need Frimpong higher up the pitch. But then there you go. Look at that ball from Curtis. Too heavy and over the... That was good from Frimpong and Curtis. That's what we need more of. Frimpong and Curtis linking up there. Frimpong plays it short, sprints over the top. Curtis with a poor ball. But you need, when you've gone from Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, you need a right back who is good and comfortable on the ball in this Liverpool system. Curtis is the closest thing we've got to that. Legit don't think any manager but Pep has control. No, Arteta does. Arteta, Pep and Unai Emery are the only three who are managers. The only three. Gav says, oh my God, Key, you actually let us score a goal against you. Thanks for that. You scored one last week against Forest, didn't you? And against Leeds. Nothing wrong with Chelsea scoring goals. Welshwing says, Chiesa was a pretty bizarre buy. Barca quickly pulled out and Liverpool ignored the red flags and injury record. We didn't ignore the red flags. We went out and signed him for 12 million quid on the idea that if you sell him, you're probably going to get close to that back. Like, how much do you think we get for Chiesa from Serie A? If we sell him now, we probably get maybe 8 to 10 million. Because he's not old. He has done it in Italy before. He needs a slower league. He needs another club. And there'll be another club who'll take him. I think Roma will take a look at Chiesa. Someone like that. Roma, maybe even Como. Possibly. And 8 to 10 million is worth a gamble. Because if you get Chiesa, if you get him back to the sort of player that he was, then he's a 40, 50, 60 million pound player, isn't he? Marie says, what other games are you covering today, Key? I am doing Brentford. City against Brentford tonight. CGLFC says, so why keep him around then to bring him on around the 86th minute? Because even bringing him on around the 86th minute, he has come on and affected games, hasn't he? He just hasn't got the legs to actually play, to start games of football. So he's not a starting option, but he has done all right when he's come off the bench. And he's also one of the few experienced attackers we have. We don't have anyone else. We have nobody else. 2 minutes of added time. Would you take off Curtis Jones and push Frimpong in right back and bring on Isak? That might be the approach. If anything, I think it might be Frimpong coming off, not Curtis. I think Curtis probably stays at right back. Yeah. Curtis probably stays at right back. Increasingly, not having major pace is unworkable in the Premier League. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, couldn't agree more. Pace, pace, pace. Especially in wide areas. If you haven't got it, and Liverpool don't have it, you're kind of knackered. You don't really have any outball. It's a massive, massive asset. You need it. Will says, I saw Slot earlier calling out Salah's standards. He didn't say that. Will, you're looking for something that isn't there, mate. He didn't say anything about Salah's standards. Didn't say that at all. Again, this is another thing, Liverpool fans hearing what they want to hear. Arne Slot did not call out Mo Salah's standards. Half time. Here we go. Ultan says, where is Vert? He's ill. He's ill, yeah. Daddy O says, club should be hiring either head coaches to play a set style or buy to the coach's preference. In all or nothing, you hear the City transfer team saying Pep like players that do X, Y, and Z. Right, half time. Half time. Omar Bassam, to be honest, this shows how bad Arne Slot is. Nothing to do with the manager, that one, mate. We were 1-0 up and cruising. And then a free kick, poorly defended. Nothing to do with the manager. Poorly defended free kick, and it's 1-1. Absolutely nothing to do with the manager, that one. He said standards aren't only in the gym, they're on the pitch too. That's a clear dig. No, it's not a clear dig. How is it a clear dig? Salah was saying there needs to be a standards improvement, standards in the gym, getting in the gym early. So he's saying there wasn't any standards. Salah is the one who said there was no standards or a lowering of standards. And Slot said standards aren't only about the gym, they're also on the pitch too. He's not saying that's anything to do with Mo Salah. But also, I would say, to be fair, Mo Salah has apologised this season for being a bit of a dick. So, let's be honest, he kind of has. He kind of has threw the standards out the bin a little bit. He threw his toys out the pram, didn't he, Mo Salah, when he was dropped. Quite rightly dropped as well, by the way. Okay. What are we saying? We need to have standards as high as possible when waiting for a big new contract. Exactly. Omar says, I'm a Man U fan and I can say Carrick has done a good job, but if we don't have good investment, we'll struggle. We took our foot off the gas, says Pete. Yes, absolutely did. Shay, I think it's mad the way Liverpool fans want the manager out that won him the second title in 35 years. Hang fire. Let me see if I can sort us a quiz out. Okay, here's a question. Can you name the Premier League's top goal scorer starting with the surname starting with the letter M? Surname starting with the letter M. Can you name the top 20 Premier League goal scorers? Surname starting with the letter M. That's your half-time quiz. Mata. Yeah, Mata is 6th with 52. CGLFC says probably has nothing to do with Slot, but this is a results-based industry and most major clubs don't let this rot continue and get rid of managers whether you like it or not. Yeah, but that also necessitates keeping a lot of the players. I don't think we will. I think we moved on 7 last year. We'll probably move on 7 this year as well, won't we? So if your choice is manager or players, I think you're choosing the manager at this moment in time because the players, there's about 7 of them will leave. Juan Mata. Martinelli is 12th. Mane. Mane is first. Matic, says Welsh Wing. Matic is not there, no. Martial is third, 63. If we're just doing top Premier League goal scorers, surname starting with the letter M. Malouda. Good shout, Malouda. He's 19th with 35. Milner. James Milner is 5th with 56. Mikel Merino is not there. Not Mikel Merino. Mitrovic. Mitrovic is 15th with 38. Moutinho is not there. Mahrez is second, yes, with 82. John Obi Mikel, not Mikel. No, never was quite prolific, was he? Mateta. Jean-Philippe Mateta is 11th. Is he? 10th? 11th? 10th. 10th with 48. Merson. Paul Merson is not there. No, oh, sorry, apologies. Yes, he is. He's 11th. He's behind Mateta. Mbermo. Brian Mbermo is 7th with 51. I'm Cruz says, I'm sorry, but he can't moan about squad depth and sell half a dozen players again. He can't. He doesn't sell the players. He doesn't sell them. Again, you're making it out like he's not got control of this stuff. He doesn't sell the players. Makaleli, no, never scored that many. Morales. Kevin Morales is not there, no. And Burmo, you've got Mitrovic, James Morrison, no. Premier League highest goal scorers, surname starting with the letter M. James Maddison, yes, Maddison is 4th. Murphy, Jellyfish, yes. Murphy is 8th. McCarthy, Benny McCarthy or James McCarthy, one of the two, is 17th. Munoz Maguire. Not Munoz, not Maguire. Gary Macker, yes. Gary McAllister is 9th with 49. You've got 2, 3, 4, 5 left to get. Not McTominay. McManaman. Steve McManaman is 13th with 41. Dwight McNeil scored 29. Yeah, not quite. Not enough. Not quite enough. Not Morientes. Stidu was off. Was Enzo's goal offside, Key? No, it wasn't, mate. No, it wasn't offside. McAllister. Yep, not Alexis McAllister. Gary McAllister's there. We've already got him. Glenn Murray, Chimey. Yes, Glenn Murray is there. He is 17th with 37. Not Mido. Not McTominay. Malbranc killer. Well done. Steve Malbranc is 14th with 39. Martial we've already got. So far, the ones you've got are Mane, Mahrez, Martial, Maddison, Milner, Mata, and Burmo, Murphy, McAllister, Mateta, Merson, Martinelli, McManaman, Malbranc, Mitrovic, McCarthy, Murray, Malouda. 2 more left to get. Not Michu, not McGinn, not Mailer, not Memphis, not Dwight McNeil. Morpie, well done. Morpie is there, he's number 20. You've got 1 left to get. Not Lucas Moura, not Mutu. 1 more, 1 left to get. Not Magalhaes, not Gabriel Magalhaes, no. Not Markovic. It is Brian McBride. Brian McBride, former Fulham and Everton player. Brian McBride, US centre forward. Brian McBride. He is there. So there you go. That is the top 20 Premier League highest goal scorers with the surname starting M. Given we've got a lot of M's today on the pitch. McAllister, Mamadashvili, Kieran Morrison on the bench. I think he does get a touch on that, doesn't he? Fofana. Right, well, there you go. That's your half-time quiz. Jimmy Floyd, Masselbank. And McBride don't count, he plays soccer, not football. Wayne Mooney. CGLFC says, nice quiz, Welsh Wing providing the goods again. No, not a Welsh Wing quiz today. Graham Rogers says, cannot just lazily blame Slot for lack of intensity. They should give everything for the fans. Very true. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not even just about giving everything. That was a moment, wasn't it? That was, the team were in control. We were 1-0 up. We scored a great goal. And then we switched off on a set piece and we conceded. I don't think that's anything to do with tactics from the manager. I don't think that's anything to do with the players not giving enough. I think what we've seen there is a bunch of players who, some of whom they already know they're not going to be at the club next year. I think there's an element of that today. I think there's quite a few players at the club who already know they're not going to be there. And that might... I wonder what sort of dressing room that is. Imagine you're a Liverpool player and you know you're not going to be at the club in a couple of months. Not even a couple of months. We're talking like 3 or 4 weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks. The season's over. You're probably going to go to the World Cup, or you're going on holiday if your team's not at the World Cup. You're done, right? So another few weeks and you're not a Liverpool player anymore. It's quite easy to drop 1% in concentration. 1% is all it takes, and you'll concede goals like the one we saw there. I think Curtis Jones is one of those players who won't be at Liverpool. Kanate may well be one of those players who won't be at Liverpool. McAllister, maybe Gakpo. You know, there's a fair few players just on that pitch who you look at and think might not be at the club next year. Chelsea also looking lively today. Well, they couldn't look any worse than they have done, let's be honest. Cheetah Mill says sitting back, absorbing pressure with too much space given it's like a friendly. And Omar Bassam says, who do you think should win Player of the Year? Player of the Year, I would have give it to either Gabriel or Semenyo or Xhaka. I think Xhaka's had a better season than... I mean, Bruno Fernandes won Football Writers Player last year, but last night, but I don't think Bruno Fernandes should win it. Mark Sallow, hi Key, came late to the stream. Sorry, what do you think of Liverpool first half? Characteristic of where we've been all season. Yeah, not a great bunch of players. That's not a great bunch of players. Quite a few who aren't really going to be at the club next year. And yeah, I just feel like we've got a lot of inexperience on the pitch. Players playing in the wrong positions. That's just too much. TMUA says, I think you need a massive clear out. And we will. We got rid of 7 players last summer. I think we'll get rid of another 7 this summer. Sam Ryan says, personally, having Scousers in the team is so important, but do you think having a Scouser in the team is a huge benefit to the fans and how we play? I think it's important in the same way that the manager fist bumping the crowd and hugging the players is important. It's important because we think it's important as fans. Realistically, if Curtis Jones was named Curtis O'Jonesio and he was Irish or Italian or whatever, right? There's absolutely no way he would be good enough to be starting games of football for Liverpool, and everyone would agree that. The fact that he's got a Scouse accent and has come through the academy makes him a player that the team want to keep. And if he was happy staying on the bench for Liverpool, I would say keep him. I would absolutely say keep him, but I don't think he is. I think Curtis Jones thinks he's better, and he's not really wrong. Good luck to him. Go and play, go and have a career somewhere else. Good luck to him. I think he's a very good player, but not good enough for Liverpool if we aspire to win titles. Do you think Champions League is secured by Liverpool if you lose today and Bournemouth win their 3 points behind you? Yeah, I still think we're okay. I don't see a world in which Bournemouth win all 3 of their remaining games, including against Manchester City, by the way. Mark Sallow says, bro thinks he's Trent. Curtis! He's not Trent. He's not Trent. It's not anything. I think we could, it's far more likely maybe that Trent's coming. I'd have Trent back. I'd love it if we re-signed Trent back. Get him back in. Curtis Jones is not good enough. Do you think Szoboszlai's had a better season than Xhaka? No. Granted, Xhaka's been the best. Juwon says, why does Slot keep playing him then? Curtis. Because we've got nobody else. We've literally got nobody else. DM says you genuinely believe LFC can get rid of another 7 players. This isn't Champ Man, bro. Well, we got rid of 7 in the summer. Why wouldn't we lose another 7 this summer? I think we'll get rid of more than 7. Honestly, there's probably more than 7 that go. Alisson's on about going, right? There's 1. Robertson, his contract's up. There's another. Kanate's contract's up. No sign that he's signing his. There's another. There's 3. We're not even out the defence yet, right? Joe Gomez, he'll probably go. He nearly went last summer. He's not really kicking a ball for us. He might well go. So there's 4, not even out of the defence. In midfield, Endo probably goes. ACL, not really playing. Curtis Jones linked with a move away. McAllister linked with a move away. That's just in the midfield. Then you're talking about the attack. Chiesa's certainly going. We know Salah's going. Does Gakpo go? Maybe not. Probably not. But even then, you're looking at 10 possibles and an absolute minimum, I would say, of 7. Bare minimum of 7. Omar Bassam says Bruno's the best 10 in Europe this season. Still don't think that's enough to win a Player of the Year award. To back up your point about players leaving, I'm looking for a new job. I'm turning up at work and doing a 6 out of 10, but there's not a football equivalent of doing that and not getting caught out. Exactly, that's it. If you know you're coming back for, you're on gardening leave or you've already got a job offer lined up or whatever, but you're working your last 2 weeks at a company. I'm not saying I would take this approach, but I think a lot of people, or yourself, by the way, but I think a lot of people would naturally drop off a little bit because you know you're not going to be there. Even if it's not intentional, even if it's not conscious, it's just a natural thing because you're kind of like, well, yeah, I'm not that invested in the outcome here because I know I won't be dealing with it in a few weeks' time. City of Northville, it's crazy to blame Bruno for the slow part of the season. He was all over the pitch trying to make shit happen. He was all over his teammates, but he can only do so much. He is one man. The only issue I have with Bruno Fernandes, I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything like that. I think he's had a really good season for United, but I just wouldn't make him Player of the Year. And the reason I wouldn't make him Player of the Year is because the primary reason people cite Bruno Fernandes Player of the Year, the whole reason they say it is because he's on course for this assist record. Now, the assist record is held by De Bruyne and Henry, right? 20 assists in a season. They got 18 and 17 assists, respectively, from open play. Out of those 20, 17 and 18 of them were from open play. Do you know how many open play assists Bruno Fernandes has got this season? 10. 10. He's not carving teams apart like Ozil. Or Salah was like it. He's not that. He's taking every set piece, and he's got Maguire and Casemiro attacking him. That's why he's getting the goals, and good luck to him. Good luck to him. But it's not the same. He's not a creative genius and has got all these assists that's moved United up the table. I just don't believe that. It's not me. DM says but replacing 7 after last summer, there's no way that big of a shift can happen. Why not? Why can't it happen? It happened last summer. Why can't it happen again? It absolutely can happen again. Ball whipped in, headed over the bar. It's not just the assist record. He's by far the most creative player in the Prem. So many of the wins that did come in the slow half of the season were because he carried United on his back. I'm not saying he's not had a bad season or a good season. He has had a good season. I don't think it's Player of the Year. I think if you took Bruno Fernandes out of that United side and you even if you put Mason Mount in, right? I think you put Mason Mount in the 10 and he was fit and he started every game this season that Bruno has. I think United would still be top 5. I think maybe they wouldn't be 3rd, maybe they'd be 5th. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like a dreadful drop off. They'd be 5th instead of 3rd. Whereas I think if you looked at someone like Granit Xhaka, if you take Granit Xhaka out of Sunderland, I think they might well be relegated. Bruno's 12 from open play. Henry had 16, I think. No, Sky have done an article on it, mate. You can search it up. It was 17 and 18 for De Bruyne and Henry, respectively. Bruno, here we go. Big chance for Chelsea. Should be nearly an own goal. Strike, it's 2. It's 2 and it's Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's put Chelsea in front. Fucking hell. Shocking defending again from Liverpool down that side. Curtis Jones again. It's always down that side. It's nothing to do with Curtis Jones. He's not a right back. We haven't got a right back. The manager's hands are tied. Van Dijk's having a little whinge to the ref, but I don't think anything's going to change. 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea. Is there a case for offside? Ooh, his hair might be off. There might be a case for offside here. Do you know what? It's not even Curtis Jones. It's Frimpong at right back, isn't it? It's Frimpong who's marking him. Oh, it's there. It's there. I think he might be offside. There might be a check. We might be able to get a check on this one. There might be a check on this one. I think he's off. He might just be offside. Might just be off. Yeah, look at the shadows. Shadows suggest he's just off there. Just offside. Yep. VAR. Hey, offside. We'll have that, ref. Good lad. We'll have that one. He's offside. We'll take that. Whee! Well done. Well done. Milner and others weren't right backs either and still came in and did a job. Yep. James Milner. Curtis Jones is not James Milner though, is he? James Milner was incredible. Curtis Jones is not that guy. Here we go. Long ball forward. Gakpo, can he get to it? No. Shocking. Daddy O says your profits this year aren't going to be as high as last season. You'll probably have to sell some to buy as big. Not completely sell to buy though, just sell to buy bigger. No, Liverpool have got money. We have got money. Like I said, we've got a huge gap in our revenue. And if you look at what we've spent compared to United and Arsenal, for example, we've not spent anywhere near what you guys have over the last 5-6 years. And we'll have Mo Salah's wages freed up. That's worth a fortune. So there's a fair few signings that Liverpool could go and get. We've got space. We very nearly went and paid 40 million for Gueye on top of last summer's budget. And we would have had him if not for Palace throwing the toys out the pram at the end. Are you live for United? I'm not live for United, no. The sooner they bring in the clear daylight rule into offside, the better. Very true. Yeah, Arsene Wenger's working to try and change the offside rule, isn't he? That's a foul for Chelsea, and it's a free kick. Chelsea starting to apply a bit of pressure start of this second half. Liverpool need to wake up. Gotta wake up. Enzo Fernandez, ball in, too easy, and Cole Palmer gives it away. Come on, Liverpool, this is better. Go on, this is better. This is it. Ball out to the left-hand side. Here we go. Go on, Rio. Go on, Rio. Hit it. Oh, no, what are you doing? Fucking Rio Engamoa. Again. Ball's not good enough again. City of Northhill says, I'm sorry to say you can swap Mount with Bruno is so disrespectful of Bruno. You may as well call him a bum. You don't like Mount at all, do you? Liverpool have been dreadful since the 30th minute. Dreadful's excessive. But we've not quite been what we were. We weren't even great at the start, if we're being dead honest. Ball inside. Good turn. Wonderful turn. Go on. In the area. Big chance. Shot on target. Referee, any chance? Thought there might have been a claim there for Frimpong. Diamand or Doué needs to be top priority for Liverpool. We're not going to get either of them. Yeah, we shouldn't be getting Diamand. They're asking 90 million quid for Diamand. Who wants paying 90 million quid for him? Alvin Cappuccino Key, do you think City can win today? I hope so. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping Liverpool could win before anything. Need Liverpool to win this before any of that happens. Long ball up the touchline. Kirkes gets it away. Soberslai. Kirkes. Soberslai's been anonymous this game again. Apart from that free kick in the opening. Oh, that was a bit naughty. Throw into Chelsea. Word is Brighton are still trying to ask 80 plus for Baleba. Delusional. We better not pay that. Baleba. Please go and get Baleba. I'd love United to get him. He's another player with a problem attitude-wise. As soon as that United move didn't come off for him, he was toys out the pram. They were subbing him off in. I think he was I think he still is the player subbed off at half-time most in the Premier League this season. Because they've put him on and he's just been a disaster. Cucurella, great tackle from McAllister. First good thing McAllister has done in months, that. Great play from Alexis McAllister defensively. That's the first time I've seen him switched on. Well done, McAllister. Really good tackle. Needed to win it as well. Baleba, Tchouaméni and Alex Scott. I'm happy. Are you not planning to play Kobbie Mainoo next year then? Just off your head. Baleba, Tchouaméni and Alex Scott. You selling Bruno and are you selling Mainoo? That's what scares me. This back office is still capable of going getting a Baleba or a Thiago and ruining everything. Silver Fox, this team are awful to watch. They are awful to watch, but we don't have the players that we need to play good football. Rio Ingamoa, Cole Palmer, dive. That's not a foul, ref. Don't you dare give that. Don't you dare give that. Well done. Well done, Rio. Go on, up the pitch. Wonderful play. That's going to be a foul, referee. Thank you, sir. Thank you. TMUA says, but yeah, there are some clown United fans that want Baleba, Deadwood. Liverpool are in big trouble next season if they don't perform major surgery on the defence. Why do people keep saying this, the defence? Liverpool's problem is not the defence. It's not even close to the defence. Why are we saying the defence? Liverpool's problem is, and has been for many, many years, the attack. Our attack is our big problem, not the defence. We need depth in defence. We don't need to change the defence starting... I mean, maybe if we might need a right back. We need a right back. But other than that, no. We need a right back and we'll get a right back. But we don't need a massive overhaul in defence like we do in attack. Attack needs 2 or 3 players. Liverpool have missed more chances from open play, more big chances, not from open play, more big chances this season than most. Daddy-O says these deals are 80 million, etc. It's so many add-ons. It's potentially never that high unless you win leagues and Champions Leagues, or, for example, Martial winning the Ballon d'Or clause. Here we go. Ball down the right-hand side. Curtis Jones, a lot further forward than we'd like him to be. Inside. Well done, Gravenberch. Really good play. Excellent play. Oh, lucky Kirkes. And now Caicedo comes away. Chelsea playing well. Chelsea have played quite well here. This is good from Chelsea. Frimpong's got to get back. Government name unknown. Why are they doing flicks at 1-1? Well, why not? Why not? Why not do flicks at any point? I think if it gets you, if it's a functional flick, if it gets the ball to where it needs to go, then it's not a trick. It's not like you're doing roulette turns. They're trying to get the ball to the player and it worked. City of North and Liverpool are just letting them get so far forward with no challenge. I think we're trying to commit bodies forward, but if you look again, Curtis Jones he's been our furthest player forward on the right. It's not good enough. Here we go. This is a better opportunity. Frimpong. Got to get the right ball here. This is where we can hurt him if the ball's good. Go on, Frimpong. Get at him. Terrible. Not good enough. Chance. Yes! Get in there! Offside. Is it off? Is it off? Is it off? Oh! Oh, no! I've been done by the VAR check. Oh! Oh, no. Frimpong plays the ball back as it gets stood up far post. Is he onside? He's off. Fucking hell, Gakpo. Inches in it. Inches in it. Curtis was on. It was Gakpo who's just offside. Oh, so close. So close. Hiller says, Key, why do you hate Arsenal? Oh, God, don't start that again. City of Northville, somewhere there was a Chelsea version of T. Say, can we get an offside? National Offside Day. Curtis now playing more as a right-sided, kind of a right-sided centre-back, isn't he? He's very central. Come a lot deeper. Good ball, well done. That's not a foul, ref. Well done. Go on, Grav. Gravenberg's done well here. Got the ball over. What a run this is. Gravenberg. Frimpong. Got to get the ball right. Oh, hit it. Szoboszlai. Oh, good save. Better. Claim for a handball. Massive claim for a handball here. Are we going to get a check? Let's get a check on it, Craig Pawson. Let's get a check on that, please, sir. Is there a claim for handball here? Gravenberg did wonderfully well driving from midfield. Really, really good play. Frimpong plays the ball back. Nah, you're not getting handball for that. You're not getting handball for that. It does hit his hand. There's no question it hits his hand, but you're not getting handball for that. Nick, is this Salah's last home game? No, Salah's last home game is against Brentford. Final day of the season. Blake, after the initial flurry, Liverpool have lost the tactical battle and have been pinned in by this terrible Chelsea team. Mr. Edwards, big up Key. The scenes if Chelsea beat your lot. Cheers for the super chat, mate. Szoboszlai inside to Curtis. Got to get the ball right. Fucking Curtis again. Sweet Jesus. Breaking his fall. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a penalty, that. Blake says after the initial... Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Guna Villains, Key, what's your West Ham v Arsenal prediction and City v Brentford? I think City win 2-1. I think West Ham pick up a point against Arsenal tomorrow. 1-1, I'd go. Mountain Mainu starting for United. Casemiro injured. Tough. Tough. Chelsea knocked the ball long. Straight out of play. That's poor. Fewest touches today. Gakpo with 10. Yeah, he's barely got into the game, has he? CGLFC says Jones is not good enough. Too many in our fan base giving him a pass. It's because he's Scouse. If he wasn't Scouse, he wouldn't even be in the side. I mean, he would this season because we've got nobody else, but he's not a player that anyone would have any hang-ups about selling. Like, he's Harvey Elliott bracket. That's where he is. Curtis out to Canate. Really hope Canate stays. I'd love it if he signs a new contract. Curtis into McAllister. Good play. Back to Van Dijk. I'd still rather have Baleba than Agate. What the fucking hell's that? Who played that ball then? Terrible. Surely Isaac will come on, do you think? Yeah, I think he probably will at some point. Reece James looks like he's about to come on for Chelsea. Back to Jorgensen. Szoboszlai chasing him down. Oh! Keeper was a little bit nervy there. Wonderful play, Kirkes. Well done. Liverpool started to play so well. Your naan bread. Why are Pool such a joke all of a sudden? No way should United be above you in the league. Oh, they should. They should, mate. They've played 40% fewer games than us. That's a big... and they've got a bigger squad. That's a big factor. You've got a bigger squad and you play 40% fewer games. All your players are going to be much better. That's a dive, ref. That is a dive. Yeah, Reece James about to come on. Jellyfish says I'd have Bruno deployed in centre mid and Cunha in AM with Dorgu on the left, Brian and Burma on the right, and Sesko in the 9. Palmer keeps hitting the floor so easily there. Terrible, innit? Well, it's Jorrel Hato, I think, coming off here for Chelsea. And Reece James about to come on. Kukureya going over to the touchline, I think, just having a quick word, because Reece James, you've got to say, are they going to put him central? Chelsea might change formation a little bit here. City of Northfield, Liverpool have 28 players, United have 24. I absolutely guarantee that those 28 players that you're including include players like Amara Nallo and Kieran Morrison and players who shouldn't be in our size of squad anyway. You've absolutely got more... You've had more players to choose from. I bet we've also had more injuries than you. Harry says, I tell you, Slot is very hard done by. Of the 450 million spent, you spent 125 on Isak and 70 on Ekatike, who've both been injured. How can that be a manager's fault? Well, yeah, it's not just that. It's 200 million on those, but then you could say the other 30 million that we spent on Leone. Leone did his ACL on his debut. So that's 230 million. And then you're looking at Frimpong, who was 40 million. He's been missing most of the season. So you talk about 450 million spent, but 270 of it we've not really had. City of Northfield, that part is true. Liverpool have 9 injuries, United only have 3. Chelsea free kick. Right, Alexander Isak about to enter the fray for Liverpool. Who for, though, I wonder? Maybe it's probably going to be Rio Engamoa at this point. Rio Engamoa can't really play more than an hour. I would imagine it is Rio who comes off. And when Rio does come off as well, by the way, probably likely you'll see Liverpool fans booing the decision, not understanding why we're taking off Rio Engamoa. Well, I'll tell you why we're taking him off. Because whenever we have played him, whenever we have started him, he's been out of gas by about this point in the game. Young man still, not ready to start and play 90 minutes. Harry Sinclair says, which is worrying for me and exciting for you, that if they stay fit next season, you'll get better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've got to be a little bit luckier with injuries than we have been. Cucurella down the left-hand side. Big chance for Chelsea. Keep him out, Curtis. Corner to Chelsea. Isak about to come on. CGLFC says they should play them both 3 at the back. Jones off, please. He's not been that bad today, Curtis Jones. It's Isak for Rio. Yeah, as expected, Isak for Rio. And you can see, look at that. There's quite a few clapping him off, but quite a few booing the decision. I did say this is exactly the sort of response you'd get. Yeah, there you go. I told you. I can read it like a book. I told you, they'll boo it. He's coming off and they'll boo the decision. Every time we've played Rio Engamoa, he's been kind of knackered by at least this point in the game. Taking Rio off is not the problem here. We haven't got anybody else. We haven't got no pace we can put in. Isak now goes centre forward. Gakpo off the left. And do you know what? If Liverpool win this game, I'm praying we win this. I am praying we win this. We have to win this. Because if we do now, it'll shove the boos down the throat to those Liverpool fans. Absolutely shocking. Great ball over the top. Here's Frimpong. Cheetham Hills, he ain't got a heavy pre-season. He's 17, mate. He's 17. He can't play 90 minutes at this level without getting... I mean, to be honest, whenever he's played before, every game we've played him and started him, he's been knackered by 50 minutes. Absolutely knackered. Jay Shaw says, all I'm hearing are excuses, Key. The drop-off's a beautiful thing to see. Up the toffees. Up the non-European toffees. Yes, absolutely. Sarah, I said 2-1 to Liverpool. You did. I said 1-1. You said 2-1. I'm hoping you're right. Mezzi says, genuinely curious, how much longer do you think Slot has? Never hear Anfield booing a decision like that. I would give Slot next season. And honestly, I think if the club are letting the fans dictate things, then we're in a bigger problem. If you're letting the fans dictate decisions like that, then you're in a bigger problem. Fans don't know best. Not when it comes to the manager. Sobersley, ball in. Far post, terrible. Shocking. City of Northfield says they knew they had this many games coming, so why did Liverpool choose not to spend the same way Arsenal did? Well, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a problem if we hadn't got massive injuries to so many players. The problem wasn't that the injuries, they were the size of the injuries, weren't they? That was our problem. All that suspense for the free kick just to do that. Jellyfish, he's 17 and he's knackered, don't lie. He's fit as a fiddle. It's not a lie, mate. If you've watched Liverpool this season, you'll see Rio Ngamoa blowing a lung, basically, in the last 30 minutes of games. We had to drag him off against Spurs. We had to absolutely drag him off. And again today, we've given him another 10 minutes, but, you know, he's not really able to play 90 minutes. And it's quite common with players at that age. You have to be very careful with them. Rio coming off for Isak is abhorrent. How is it abhorrent? In what world is it abhorrent? I'm sure, honestly, I'm at the point now where it's going to take Rio Ngamoa getting the same sort of injury that Esteval's got, the same sort of injury that we've seen with Cade Gordon, the same sort of injury that we've seen with Michael Owen, the same sort of injury that we've seen with Dan's, the same sort of injury that we saw repeatedly with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was also played every other week from the age of 17. It's going to take that sort of thing. And it's going to take that sort of thing to happen for people to wake up and realise you can't start him and play him 90 minutes. He's got a limited amount of energy in the tank. Liverpool are treating him very, very carefully, and quite rightly so. We've already seen too many players collapse this season, by the way, from being overworked. Strike! Off the post! Massive chance, unlucky. Great effort. Sobersley, so close. Luke says, correct decision from Slot, can't overwork teenagers. And Lewis Brown, it's the same with Darman. How many Arsenal fans have been clamouring for Max Darman to play games of football? You can't do it. You just can't do it. The fans have booed the decision. Gakpo's had the least touches on the pitch but stayed on. Again, what's that got to do with anything? It's not about him having the least touches. It's about who's physically able to play the rest of the game. If Rio Ngamoa's not physically able to play the rest of the game and he's starting to tire, and we can see visible signs of tiredness, you're going to take him off. Gakpo's a grown man, a Premier League player who's played for years and years and years. Rio's not got them minutes in the tank. Maisie says, so if Liverpool give Slot next season, what's an acceptable season for you? Challenging for the league, top 4 in a cup, or do you think he needs more? I think, it depends on what we get in the summer. If we go into next season, with basically this squad, then I would expect another top 4 battle. That's where I am with it. Jellyfish says a 17-year-old can't handle 90 minutes and a 32-year-old Bruno can. Mate, listen, that statement tells you everything. You evidently, and I don't profess to be a medical in any way knowing about. But I'm telling you, there's absolutely no way what you've just said. People would laugh at you for saying that. Absolutely laugh at you for saying that. It's just, what you've just said is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Carl says, so Chiesa can't play hardly at all. The young lad can't. No, the young lad can play. He's just not got 90 minutes in his legs. You can give him 60. Give him 60, give him 20, 30 here and there, no problem. What you can't do is keep him on the pitch 90 minutes because you'll break him. And it only takes one bad injury, which we've seen with so many players, and he's broke, he's ruined. So you've got to be careful with players. You've got to be careful with them. Screen Boy says, Key, for once you're right. Cheers, man. Very kind of you. Ian says, Slot simply not good enough, needs to be gone, end of, not a debate. Well, it is a debate, Ian. Don't be arrogant, mate. Come on. It is absolutely a debate. And I'm made up that the club are not going to listen to fans who are clamouring for Slot to go and patently ignoring the issues we have in the team. Drawing at home to Chelsea is not the end of the world. We're probably going to finish in the top 4, maybe 5th. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're going to finish in the Champions League places. That is really all that matters. Get this season done, get it out the way, and we go again. Will says, what has Cody Gakpo done all season to warrant starting week in, week out? He's been fit, which is one thing. That's enough. He's been fit and able to play 90 minutes. That is what Cody Gakpo has done to start as much as he has. And until you can give me another player who can start and play 90 minutes in that area of the pitch, fine, we can have a conversation. We haven't got one. We haven't got one. We haven't got one. Jellyfish, does exception not the rule mean anything? Exception not the rule mean anything? You're naming a lot of anomalies there. For every player you can name, I can name 10. I can name 10 that can't. And you know, Lamine Yamal. Look at Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal's an example that's going on now. Gavi, Pedri, both injury issues. Dembele's been very lucky that he's been able to recover to the extent he has. Estevao at Chelsea. Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool. Michael Owen. Name loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Carl says, so you're happy to finish 5th or 4th at best? Happy no, content yes. Content yes. Liverpool are the 4th best squad in the league. We'll finish 4th. So we're finishing about where we are. We're not overperforming, we're not underperforming. We're 4th. That's about where we are. CGLFC says, at what age did Rooney fall apart, Jelly? By 29, he was a shadow who had moments. Exactly. Drawing to Chelsea is dire. Chelsea FA Cup finalists with a massive squad, bigger than ours. I did say this. I have been consistent. This is not a reactionary thing. I said it before the game. I thought we'd struggle. I predicted 1-1. If you looked at that lineup today, same as you looked at the lineup against United last week, if you thought we would go to Old Trafford and beat them, you're off your head. If you thought we would batter Chelsea today, irrespective of recent form, you're off your head. Chelsea are a good side. Strike! Oh, just over the bar. Nearly 2-1 Chelsea. I am Crook Key. They've not won a league game in 2 months. It's form. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. The old adage. Carl says, so you're saying you have a worse squad than United, or United have overperformed this season? It's not about a worse squad per se. I think United have got a comparable squad to us, but I think United have got a better squad, a better attacking options, and they've got far fewer games to play. So it's kind of a circumstantial thing with Liverpool and United. We've got comparable squads, but they've got 40% fewer games to play, and a bigger squad, more options. That matters. That makes a difference over a full league season. Chiesa and Joe Gomez about to come on for Liverpool. CGLFC says, look at McAllister sticking a lazy leg in. He's finished. McAllister, who many would blame for the United result last week as well. Like, how long next season would more of the same have to go on for? I think the argument has to be, do you think Liverpool are better? Because this is the argument you don't want to make, Will. It's the same. Everyone who argues Slot should go. Do you think we're better than this? Do you think the players on the pitch are better than this? And that's where I just patently have to disagree with you. If you think that we're better than producing what we've produced today, I just don't agree with you. I think this is kind of where we are. This is basically where Liverpool are. Great play that. Well done, Alexander Isak. Wonderful play from Isak. Drives into the area. Unlucky. Can we keep it in? Yeah, Frimpong. Corner ball. We'll take the corner. Is it a corner? Yeah, good lad. Well done. So sick of seeing these poor crosses from Frimpong. Apparently, that's probably the manager's fault, though. That's probably the manager's fault, isn't it? Yeah. The manager's telling Frimpong to cross like that. It's the coaching. What are they doing in training? Sweet Jesus. If Slot gets money and a decent number of players in and doesn't improve much by January, I'm sure the verdict would update. Yeah. Header off the bar. Claim for the penalty, ref. Claim for the penalty. Big claim for the penalty. Must be a pen. Got to be a check for this one, ref. There's got to be a check on this one. There's got to be a check. There's a Liverpool player down in the area. Let's see. No, that's stupid. That's stupid from McAllister. No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not getting that. I mean, Caicedo is wrestling with Van Dijk. Caicedo is wrestling with Van Dijk there. That might be a penalty. Look at Van Dijk. He's not even looking at the ball. He's not even looking at the ball. Oh my God. That's got to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty on Van Dijk. He's not going to get it, but it has got to be a check. I don't think they're going to get it. But he absolutely drags him down. McAllister, there's nothing wrong with McAllister. Nothing wrong at all with McAllister. Sweet Jesus. Adam says, I disagree. Klopp on the touchline. You'd see fire in these players. They look lazy. They're not lazy, mate. They've checked out. A lot of them have checked out. And I don't think it's a lack of... It's not a lack of energy. We've got in areas this game. Frimpong has got in areas. The quality's not been there. That's not going to... fire doesn't change that. Fire's not going to change that. That's not due to a lack of effort. It's just a lack of quality. Got to get Delap out there to body slam someone. Last 10 minutes here for this one. Big last 10. Game's gone. Nobody truthfully knows what a penalty is anymore. No, I'd agree with that. Joe Gomez header. Long ball up the touchline. Too easy. Liverpool have hit the woodwork twice, by the way. It's not like it's been a dreadful, truly, truly dreadful performance. We've hit the woodwork twice in the second half. We have had a go at Chelsea. Unfortunately, it's been a freak goal that's kind of thrown the game back in their favour. Bring back the 90s football. I am Cruz says, this reminds me of watching Southgate's England 1-0 up early and ease off. What do you mean ease off? What are you talking about? Ease off? I'm sure you have got unrealistic expectations, Will. And I'd say a lot of other Liverpool fans do. You've got very unrealistic expectations against Chelsea with this Liverpool side. Sorry. No. That is goal kick. Well done. Yeah, you've got unrealistic expectations if you're expecting this Liverpool side to rock up today and batter Chelsea. I think that's unrealistic. One big change we need in the off-season is some PGMOL discipline. The consistency all over the map. No one has any idea what's going to be called and not. Adam says, I watched Villa the other day. The only difference was Villa players pulling up the sleeves and doing their job. How did Villa do against Spurs, mate? Did the Villa players roll up the sleeves and do a good job against Spurs just a few days earlier? Don't think so. CGLFC, you mutant fans from other fan base on the wind-up, or do you generally think it's not a pen when a player is wrestled to the ground? Carl, with your full strength 11 playing most games, where would you expect to be finishing? That's not how it works though, Carl, is it? It's your bench that wins you matches more often than not. Liverpool's bench, it's your bench that wins you titles. Benches win your games and wins your titles far, far too often. So our first 11 probably is comparable to a lot of teams at the top. If we've got a fully fit 11, probably isn't that far off City and Arsenal. The problem is our bench has been dreadful. And is dreadful. Liquid Laser, I'm not a fan of the strictest rule of handball enforcement. Currently think from my rugby days where a knock-on and a charge down is differentiated with handball not exerting force for advantage. That's also very true, yeah. Will, sorry, I expect after we've won the league and bought superstars, I expect us to challenge again. Yeah, I think that's mega unrealistic. Handball! Claim for handball! Must be handball! That was a massive claim! Ah! Massive claim for handball. Adam says, I'm a Villa fan and they were a disgrace against Spurs. Got booed and put in a performance 4 days later. Correct. So the argument that Klopp on the touchline would see fire in these players, was Unai Emery not on the touchline against Spurs? Was he not? Was he not on the touchline against Spurs? Doesn't seem to be consistent there, to be fair. Howie, Liverpool, man. I told you 1-1. Do you think Liverpool would have been better off spending the Isak money to bolster the squad? No, we needed Isak. Problem is, Isak's been injured all season with the broken leg, but we needed Isak. There's no question about that. 2 strikers left. We need 2 strikers to come in. The issue for us has been we didn't replace the players that we lost. Diaz, we didn't replace him. So we needed more. We needed to sign more. Here we go. Corner kick for Liverpool. A lot of wrestling on the goal line with Caicedo and Gomez. Ball whipped in. Header. Oh, Isak. Good claim from Jorgensen that time. Connor says, key thoughts on PSG having 2 weeks full rest and Arsenal having to play during those times. Premier League don't help out English teams in European Cups at all. Well, that was the case, wasn't it, not too long ago when Liverpool played against them. No one really thought about it then, so I'm quite happy. I hope indeed that they have a lot of rest, PSG, going into that final. I Am Crute says we signed one of the best strikers in the Prem after winning it. How many games has he played, Will? You can't hold the manager's feet to the fire and say, oh, well, we signed the best striker in the Prem. Yeah, you might be right, but let's be honest, he hasn't played. So if the manager's not got the option to use him, how are you holding his feet to the fire for that? Gunnar Passion says, Anfield Agenda just said Slot has ruined the Anfield aura and clubs aren't scared anymore. As a neutral, I agree. Well, I mean, listen, I very rarely talk shit about other channels, but I will say this. He's talking out his arse. Apparently, Arne Slot has ruined the Anfield aura. The Anfield aura that was fine last season when we were league champions. And what Anfield aura has he ruined? Is he talking about the Anfield aura that Jurgen Klopp, when he lost 6 games in a row at Anfield? Not that long ago. 6 games in a row. Worse than it ever has been under Arne Slot. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool lost 6 games in a row here. Never sacked him. We were getting battered by Atalanta here. Just a couple of years ago, we were finishing 5th in the league under Jurgen Klopp. So what the fuck is he talking about? He's talking out his backside. He's ruined the Anfield aura. Yeah, I mean, that might get him a few clicks, but it's nonsense. It's nonsense. The Anfield aura, for what he's talking about, either it didn't exist before under Jurgen Klopp, whatever he's talking about, or it actually isn't ruined. It's basically where it has always been for quite some time. The Anfield aura. Never heard so much fucking gobshite nonsense. Absolute nonsense. The Anfield aura. Do you really think we'd be 20 points better off if Isak had been fit all season? We don't need to be, do we? If we had Isak fit all season, how many points do you think we'd be better off? I'm not saying 20 points, but how many do you think? Give me a number. How many extra points do you think Liverpool would have? CGLFC saying folks who chat shit about Anfield and European nights, what Euro nights in the 80s? City of Northfield said they're saying the same thing about the Old Trafford aura, which has been dead for a decade. Yeah, the Anfield aura. Again, it's just a nonsense. It's just that is just absolute bollocks. That is absolute bollocks. Stop scratching your bumhole. If only. Claim for the penalty. Oh, no. Get it out. Get it away. Good lad. Gav says, I would say 12 points, Key. 12 points. We'd have a better off if Isak was with us. Claim for the Chelsea penalty here. That is going to be a pen. I think that is going to be a pen. Yeah. Stupid from Frimpong. That's going to be a Chelsea penalty. Here we go. Chelsea penalty. It is a pen. It is a pen. Absolute stupidity from Frimpong, that. Stupidity. Penalty. Penalty to Chelsea. And hey, and the same people will blame the manager. The same people will blame the manager. This is right. This is where you're going to see how disingenuous these Liverpool fans are, right? They'll come out and they'll say, "Oh, the Anfield aura has been ruined." If that's not a pen, I'll be shocked. If that's not a pen, I think that's a really poor decision from the ref. If it's not a pen, that's a really poor decision. Has he given it? No pen? No pen. But hey, listen. I'm saying on record, that's a pen. I am saying it's a pen. It was a pen. That was a pen. I'm not denying it. Absolutely should have been a pen. Absolutely nailed on should have been a penalty. Chelsea should be in front. Well, should have had an opportunity to go in front. They should have had a penalty. No doubt about that. Seven added minutes at the end of this one. This is exactly what I mean about the PGMOL. Crazy. Yeah, lucky boy. Poor decision. It is, yeah, it is a poor decision, that one. There's been plenty of decisions this year where Liverpool have had decisions not go our way. What a ball that is. Curtis Jones, far post. Too easy. Yeah, we've had plenty of decisions which were nailed on, which shouldn't have, which should have gone our way. Maybe that's the Sesko decision from last week, the United decision, because Sesko should have had that one reeled out. That one shouldn't have counted, but that one 1,000,000% was a penalty for me. So maybe swings and roundabouts here. Poom says, hi from Thailand. Lots of love, mate. Good to see you from Thailand. Chelsea robbed the... This is your make-up call for the United one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, United should have 1,000,000% had that one chalked off for Sesko. And Liverpool should have had that one absolutely given against them there. Long ball, forward. Isak's going to take it. No, that's ours. Harry says, what you have to remember about Anfield agenda is that he's very passionate. Key's analytical and more often than not correct. But Key probably watches more football and knows ball because of that. Listen, I'm not claiming I know ball better than anyone. What I do know is he's either inauthentic and he's being insincere for clicks. I don't know which it is. He's either inauthentic and being insincere for clicks, or he's just talking out his arse and he's wrong. It's one of the two. I don't know which, but it's one of the two. I don't watch him, so I have no issue. But I will say he's absolutely 1,000,000% wrong on that one. The Anfield aura. Come on, sort yourself out, Craig. Better than that. Be better. Foxy says Chelsea very unlucky. Pedro should have stayed down, but then again, almost impossible to get a pen at Anfield versus Liverpool. Oh, not so. There's been penalties given against Liverpool. Quite soft ones at Anfield. Sorted out with some YouTube boxing. Won't get out of bed. Won't get out of bed for that. Not worth it. Be over in one round. Enzo says, I can't see it, but according to your reactions, Liverpool should have had one given. No, Liverpool shouldn't have had one given. Chelsea should have had one given. Chelsea should have had one given. Liverpool are lucky to not have a penalty conceded against them at the end here. Welsh wing, Anfield agenda can give it but can't take it, unlike you. Okay, well, hey, fair enough. That's a compliment, I suppose. I can absolutely take it. I don't mind people having a go. Isak, good play, wonderful. Oh, exceptional from Alexander Isak. And Liverpool couldn't quite make the ball count, unlucky. Jellyfish, Isak F up. Isak didn't do anything there wrong. Isak played well. I think the ball wasn't actually a bad one. CGLFC says, I want to know more about this Anfield aura. Selhurst Park, Villa Park and St James are way louder than Anfield. I don't think it's anything to do with the... I don't think it's anything to do with the noise at Anfield. I don't think that's what he was getting at. I think he was getting at... Liverpool were unbeatable. It was a fortress before Arne Slot arrived, which it just makes no sense, does it? It's absolutely false. Oh my God, have you seen that? Breaking news, James Pearce. Liverpool were offered the chance to sign Manuel Ugarte from PSG in 2024, but ultimately decided against the move, and the midfielder joined United for 50 million quid instead. Foxy, what's the weekend plans in terms of games, Key? This weekend we have got... tonight, obviously, we've got Brentford, City against Brentford, 5:30. Tomorrow, 2 more games. We're doing West Ham against Arsenal at 4:30. And after that, we're going to do potentially a historic game. Barcelona against Real Madrid. Maybe the first time in history that the La Liga title has been won in the Clásico. Apparently, it's never happened before. So in nearly 100 years, it's never been one where the title has been decided in the Clásico. And Barca could win the title if they get the right result tomorrow against Real Madrid. So Sunday, I will be live, Sunday night for Barca Real Madrid. Straight after, hopefully, Arsenal have dropped points against West Ham. Lord Yorkshire, if you draw, have you qualified for Europe? Pretty much, yes. Yeah, pretty much. A draw is good enough for Liverpool here. It's not good enough for Chelsea. Chelsea need a win. And honestly, I'll be dead honest, I think they should have had a win. Liverpool have played well here today, but if we're just talking about big decisions from the referee's got one wrong today. Referee's absolutely got one wrong, and it should have been a penalty to Chelsea. Far post, Mamardashvili, excellent play from the keeper there. Yeah, excellent play. Liverpool, by the way, will be 7 points clear of Bournemouth before Bournemouth play against Fulham. There will be 9 points left to play. We really don't need... Bournemouth aren't going to win all 3 of their remaining games, are they? They're not going to beat City, for example. Shanta Nurati, why do you hate Arsenal so much? Go on, I'll indulge you. For the 90th millionth time I've been asked that question. I don't hate Arsenal at all, mate. I don't hate Arsenal at all. No issue with Arsenal. I just don't want you to win the league. And I don't want you to win the Champions League. And the reason I don't want you to win those things is because you play negative defensive football. And that's not my opinion. That's the view of your own legends like Ian Wright. So I have no issue with Arsenal at all. I just don't want that style of football rewarded. And that's all it is. And I would say, grow up a little bit. Grow up a little bit. Don't get so upset and defensive about it because someone's taking the piss out of your team. If you don't like it, don't watch. If it upsets you, don't watch. 3-star was not impressed with the Anfield aura earlier this season. I told Anfield Agenda so. Fair to say he was not pleased. Oh, has he blocked you as well? Adzo says, what will you be doing after the Champions League final? Taking a break until the World Cup. I don't know. Champions League final, there's a few games in between, but I might kind of space them out a little bit. Gav, at least you admit it, Key, that we've been absolutely screwed over by that decision. There you go. Full time, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. It's exactly as I predicted before the full time whistle. Before the kickoff. I said Liverpool would draw today. I thought it looking at the starting lineup. Liverpool were all over the place, lineup wise. And I don't think that's on the manager. The manager has got nothing he can do. His hands are tied, quite literally. There's no real options for Liverpool. And we got a point today where maybe we didn't deserve one. We hit the post 2 times in the second half. We played well enough maybe to win it, but we just didn't take our chances. Story of Liverpool's season. Chelsea's goal, maybe there was an element of fortune about it. Enzo Fernandez, free kick, goes through everyone, and it just creeps in off the back post. A bit of fortune, but there you go. And then Liverpool get a lot of fortune at the end of the game when Chelsea absolutely should have had a penalty, in my opinion. Point is good enough for Liverpool in terms of securing the Champions League. It's pretty much done for now. Not good enough for Chelsea. Chelsea, I think, now will focus almost entirely on the FA Cup final. Now they know they can't really get sixth. It's going to be very difficult for Chelsea to finish sixth. So yeah, I think Chelsea have probably been the better side today in terms of... Well, no, they've not. They've not been the better side. Liverpool were the better side. Chelsea should have probably won in the end. Yeah, probably should have won. Adam says, can I just say it's been very comfortable today for Chelsea after the initial first 20 minutes. So are all them Liverpool fans wrong? Yes. Those Liverpool fans that booed when Rio and Gamoa came off, yes, they are all wrong. Yes. They are absolutely all wrong. Bryn says, shite support, booing. Well, they weren't booing the team, they were booing the decision. And there's a lot of Liverpool fans who seem to be turning on the manager. And honestly, I've not got a lot of time for them. Not got a lot of time for them. They're talking out their arse. Any Liverpool fan who wants this manager out, I think you're on Mars. I'll never agree with you. I don't understand why you want the manager out. If you think Liverpool, if you think that squad is better than fourth, you're gone. You're absolutely gone. That squad is not better than fourth. It will finish fourth. We've got to our first Champions League quarter-final in 4 years. Jurgen Klopp has not... nothing's been broken. Nothing's been broken. It was already broken. Right. First 20 minutes, Liverpool played well. After that, Chelsea looked comfortable. Jimmy says, what was that, mate? The boos at the end. Again, yeah. Liverpool fans, if the club are going to start listening to the fans, then we're already finished as a club. That's us going down the road of Man United at that point. City of Northville, if Villa win at Burnley, you're fifth. Fifth is good enough. Fifth is good enough. I think we'll beat Villa next week, but fifth is good enough for Champions League football anyway. Right. It's 2:30. I will be back in about 2.5 hours for Manchester City against Brentford. Big game, that one in the title race. I really, really do think Manchester City will win that one. Yeah. Fifth after the money we spent in the summer after winning the league is sackable. Again, there's just no arguing with people like that. Sorry, Will. There's just no arguing. There's just no arguing. Liverpool have sold all our best players. All of our best players that we brought in have been injured. I just don't know what you're expecting. Right. I will see you all in 2.5 hours' time for Manchester City against Brentford. Thank you, everyone that's already liked, shared, commented. Really appreciate you all in the chat. And I'll see you all in a little bit. Take it easy. Have a good day. Ta-ra.